Hi, my name is Will and welcome to the Peloton Experience. You may have seen Peloton a lot in the news recently, and probably not for the best of reasons. From characters in TV shows having heart attacks on the Peloton Bike to corporate drama. Yet amidst all of this, Peloton is loved by many, and in my opinion, one of the most interesting companies in recent years. But to fully understand their story, we need to go back. Peloton launched in 2014 with the vision of bringing the excitement and sense of community of boutique fitness into the home environment. Just 2 years later in 2014, they released their first bike, which let you take part in live and on-demand classes from the comfort of your own home. The next few years we saw multiple revisions of the bike. We saw Peloton announce their first running machine, the Peloton Tread. Over the last decade, Peloton has amassed a cult-like following with over 1 million passionate users, many of which will swear by the bike. Some of them even getting Peloton tattoos. You'll even see a few celebrities using the bike too. And then in 2020, the global pandemic struck. Gyms closed and we started to spend a whole lot more time at home. This was a really crappy time for gyms, but a wonderful time for Peloton. They saw their sales skyrocket during this period, and their membership base more than doubled when compared to the year before. This is also when my Peloton journey begins. I had just joined Virgin Active and I was really excited to start a gym routine. But it wasn't meant to be. A few months later, the pandemic hit and gyms were closed. I started working from home and I didn't really have a great way to stay fit. I tried a few different fitness apps and even some video games. All of these were quite fun, but none of them really stuck. After seeing Peloton ads literally everywhere, I eventually caved in and bought the Peloton Bike. I was initially apprehensive, but I soon fell in love with the Peloton Bike. And even more importantly, the Peloton Experience. Your Peloton Experience starts on the day of delivery. Your hand-delivered bike arrives at your door, and immediately it commands presence. It's a solid, heavy, and substantial bit of kit. Now, I really like the design. The all-black bike with the iconic red resistance knob, the big bold display from which you'll be experiencing your workouts, the water bottle holders, and the weights at the back of the bike. Setup is a cinch. There's little to no assembly. In fact, the hardest bit is actually finding somewhere to place the bike, as it's pretty big and heavy. So people that have lots of stairs, have fun. It can seem pretty daunting to get onto the bike for the first time, but Peloton makes sure that this whole experience is really simple. Everything from the first 101 tutorials on how to use the bike, to the software experience itself is really well thought out and accessible for beginners. Once you're all set up, the world is your oyster. It's time for your first ride. Your first ride is certainly an experience to remember. There's a sense of apprehension and excitement. You clip into a bike for the first time, you pick a class, and suddenly you're transported to a spinning studio. You'll hear "What's up, Peloton?" for the first of many times.
What's up, Peloton? What's up, Peloton?
What's up, Peloton?
And then you start pedaling and the adrenaline starts kicking in. From the very first class, you appreciate how interactive it is. And if you're doing a live class, instructors will even call out names and give motivation when you need it most. Other Peloton users can give you a high five during the ride too. There really is a sense of togetherness and community. As you're riding, you'll notice a few elements on screen. Right at the bottom of the screen, you can see your current speed, the distance you've covered so far, your total output, and your calories that you've burned so far. Right above this, you can see your cadence, which is how fast you're cycling, your resistance, which is how heavy your wheels feel, the output, which is how much power you're exerting at any point in time, which is a combination of resistance and cadence. And finally, your heart rate zone, which gives you an idea of how hard you're pushing yourself. To get this heart rate section, you'll have to do the functional threshold power test, and it's absolutely brutal. It's basically a 20-minute test where you need to push yourself as hard as you physically can. To the right, you have a leaderboard where you can compete with others, or even your past self if you want to beat a personal best. This is also the area where you can high-five people. To the left, you can see the song that's currently playing, and you can choose to like it if you want. Below this, you can see the achievements of other Peloton members, and also this is where you'll receive high fives. And finally, at the top is the timeline of your workout. This sounds like an awful lot to display on the screen all at once, but the great thing is you can pick and choose which elements you want to see. After your first ride, it becomes addictive. You just want to come back for more and more. What if you're not sure where to go from your first ride? Not a problem. There is so much variety here. From the diversity of instructors to the expansive range of content, there really is something for everyone here. Peloton has collections to get you started on your journey. Whether you're a beginner or a seasoned cyclist, there will be something here for you. Or if you're looking for some structure or a challenge, you can take a program. Programs are multi-week fitness plans. If you're looking for a particular workout, the filters are great too. There are even themed rides too. Whether this is cycling to music from a favourite artist or a New Year's themed ride, there is always variety to keep it exciting. When you're just getting started, it's good to try out a few different instructors and find out which one works for you. There are so many instructors, each with a unique personality and style. It's the instructors that set Peloton apart from its competitors. They're full of personality, energy, and they really feel like genuine people. They'll swear, tell jokes, and even tell stories. Once you're settled into a routine and you found an instructor you like, it's time to go to the Challenges tab. Each month you find various challenges, which task you to complete a certain number of workouts in a period of time. Once you start doing more workouts, you'll start to accumulate badges. This gamification of exercise really does give you an incentive to jump back on your bike and just do one more workout. I love all of the data the bike provides too. If you go to your profile, you can see all of your previous workouts, your trends, all of the badges that you've collected. It really does make you feel like you're on a journey. The bike also integrates with third-party music services like Spotify and Apple Music, so any music you've liked from previous workouts, it's really easy to sync it over to your own service. I find myself adding music to my own playlist from Peloton all the time. So we've talked about the bike and the fantastic experience it provides, but the bike is only the start of the Peloton experience. You might start your journey with either the bike or the tread, or even with the digital Peloton membership. The digital Peloton membership is the cheapest entry point into Peloton, and in my opinion, the one of best value. The digital Peloton membership is included for your whole household if you have a tread or bike membership, otherwise it's available to be purchased separately. I can see many people forgoing both the Peloton bike and tread in favour of the digital membership. The bike and tread are expensive investments, and the Peloton digital membership really does have everything you need to stay fit at home. You even have access to the same running and cycling classes, but without the integration with Peloton's own machines, of course. Outside of cycling and running, you have so many other types of workouts, including strength, yoga, cardio, meditation, outdoor running, stretching, walking, boxing, Pilates, and even boot camps. It really is an affordable way to access such an excellent set of classes. Even better, you can access these excellent classes on a wide variety of devices, including iOS, Android, Apple TV, Google TV, and even Amazon Fire TV, just to name a few. I will say though, the iOS app is substantially better than the Android app, but hopefully this will change with future updates. If you haven't been able to tell so far, I really like Peloton. I was initially a skeptic, but they really have built a home fitness community that I can see a lot of people falling in love with. Despite this, their future is uncertain. The last year has not been kind to Peloton. In 2020, Peloton saw a massive spike in growth. Just a year later in 2021, their stocks have fallen by 75%. What happened? Well, one of the many reasons is that Peloton failed to foresee weaker demand as people started to go back to gyms, and instead, they invested millions in ramping up bike production and delivery. At the same time, Peloton was getting a lot of negative press. The most recent treadmill was recalled after multiple injuries and even a death of a child. And there's even more. In a recent Sex and the City episode, one of the characters, Big, had a heart attack of a Peloton bike. And a few weeks later, in another show called Billions, another character had a heart attack on the Peloton bike. And it's safe to say, this doesn't create the greatest depiction of Peloton in the media. To add salt to the wound, Peloton has had plenty of corporate drama too. The now former CEO John Foley was described as out of his league with a series of poor decisions that has had Peloton suffering as a consequence. Less than 2 weeks ago, it was announced that John Foley would be replaced by a new CEO, Barry McCarthy, a former CFO of Spotify and Netflix. In this same announcement, it was announced that 2,800 employees would be laid off. There have also been rumours of a buyout, buyers including the likes of Amazon and Nike. However, Foley, who remains the executive chairman, has expressed no interest in selling. So where does the future lie for Peloton? I think Peloton's going to play on its own strengths, which in my opinion is the instructors, the community, and the software experience. Peloton is all about interactivity, and they showcased this with their first game, Lane Break. In the future, I can see Peloton further gamifying the whole experience and adding similar games to other workouts. Who knows, Peloton might even get into virtual reality. I can see myself cycling in VR around some of the most beautiful destinations in the world. Peloton may expand into even more workout types. Later this year, they're releasing the Peloton Guide, which aims to make strength training more accessible and interactive, and I don't see them stopping there. They might even go into other sports like rowing to compete with companies like Hydro. Peloton could get into wearables. There have already been rumours of this, and I think it could be a really cool idea. In the same way that the Apple Watch is integral to the Apple Fitness experience, I see wearables being able to enhance the Peloton experience by collecting metrics to suggest improvements, or to create fitness plans using this data. Finally, what happens if Peloton were to be bought out? I find this a really interesting prospect and could easily work out for better or for worse. What if Peloton was bought out by Amazon? Well, I could see Peloton integrating with Amazon's existing fitness band and membership, the Amazon Halo. And like I mentioned with wearables earlier, I think this could enrich and enhance Peloton's existing experience. And who knows, Peloton membership might be included with Amazon Prime. Second scenario, what if a company like Nike were to buy Peloton? Well, Nike has lots of experience in the fitness space, and I think it could enable lots of cool opportunities. Nike already has lots of fitness apps out there, and I could see this easily integrating with Peloton's existing digital offering to both enhance what's already there and also to add to it as well. For example, I love the Nike running app, and I think it provides amazing outdoor running coaching, something I think it does better than Peloton itself. Now, all of this is speculation, but I would really love to see the best version of Peloton. It really is a one-of-a-kind company that has shown innovation after innovation in its lifetime. Now, I'm very excited and a little nervous for its future, but we can only hope for the best. If you've had the chance to experience Peloton, then please let me know what you think in the comments. For more content like this, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.